Welcome. It's Psychic Tuesday. I'm your guide, Bernice Bisson. We're going to get started with astrology at the top, and we're going to look at all 12 signs. We're going to look at your sun, moon, rising. Your sun is your divine masculine. It is the things you do. Your divine feminine is your moon sign, and that's the things we feel. And the ascendant is how you put those two together and bring it forward on a day-to-day basis and the day-to-day routines. So let's get started. We're going to look at three key aspects over the next 7 to 10 days. We've got Mars just went direct, and that's going to energize actions and progress. Where you have felt stalled, we're going to be able to move forward, make progress, see the startup, see some forward motion. Now, keep in mind, we have a couple of retrogrades coming. And so Mercury is one of them and Venus is the other. And so as we go into March, we might want to review, look at, go back over. You could have people coming up from the past. Venus retrograde in Aries. It's going to prompt reflection of relationships and finances for everybody. And people are going to have people coming back from the past and events and situations. And then we've got this new moon in Pisces with really some strong eclipse energy coming, and it heightens emotions and fosters new beginnings. Like heightened emotions, like that's it, I had enough and now I'm done, and then a new beginning. And so it's pretty dramatic. It's pretty profound for a lot of people right now. Hang in there, kids. I know people are feeling a bit overwhelmed and feeling a bit overloaded. And know that as we stick together and we raise our vibration and we be kind to each other, remember that we're all just humans having this experience together. And it should help us get us through some of the intensity to the news, to the world. Turn off the news. There you go. Turn that news off. But let's get started. We're going to start with Aries, sun, moon, rising. Focus on introspection and healing, integrating that healing, going deep into your healing. You could start some new practices around journaling, meditation, sound baths, things like that. And with Venus retrograde approaching, reassess any personal relationships and avoid any impulsive decisions, because any decisions you make over the next, say, 2 or 3 weeks, you could be going back over. And I'm not including ones you've already made that you're initiating, although there could be, plans that you'll have to be prepared to be flexible with. Just keep in mind that with these retrogrades, that you could feel like you're forced into a decision, or that you have to make a decision, or you're trying to force a decision. Let things play out. Don't be reactionary. They're Aries, so you're gonna have to pull it all in. Hold it back. Taurus is sun, moon, rising. Engage with your community and social circles. Be open to new connections and collaborations that align with your values. Values being the key word. Venus being really strong in that retrograde for you, going back over your values. What do you value? How are you being valued? Are you being valued enough? Is that the question? And engaging with your community, getting back out there. In some parts of the world, spring is in the air. And here, certainly in Winnipeg, we can get outside finally because it's not freezing cold. And so it feels a little spring-like. So engage in your community, Taurus, is be open to new connections and collaborations, open to new people, new circles of people, if you're in a work situation, it could even be new teams, new groups that you work with now, and being very collaborative with those groups. And they could be very social groups. Mercury retrograde, there could be very much problem solving and technical focus with maybe some of your work. Gemini, sun, moon, rising. Channel the direct energy of Mars into career advancements, set clear professional goals, and seek opportunities that resonate with your purpose. Geminis could have felt a bit, with Mars retrograde, a bit under the gun at work, like bosses coming at you, or people complaining, or having to deal with difficult clients or situations. And now I feel like with Mars direct, you're going to be able to really move forward and getting things happening. putting things sort of in a logical way, and it might just be more receptive to people around you and things you have to take care of, certainly with your work. And if I think about your professional goals, I almost feel like it could be very much around your pay, around your benefits pay, how you're solidifying that right now, Gemini. Hey, you've got Jupiter energy there, and you're going to have the planet Uranus coming in pretty soon, too, which is going to amplify all these kinds of opportunities for Gemini. So it's kind of exciting that way. Cancerians, Sun, Moon, Rising, embrace personal growth by exploring new philosophies or spiritual practices. This period's favoring expanding your horizons and learning environments, training environments. You could be the mentor, you could be the teacher, you could be the student. Cancerians, and personal growth. Oh man, and like, especially with spiritual practices and exploring new philosophies. Maybe you had a dark night of the soul. Maybe you had a bit of an ego crash. Maybe you had some good news come in terms of health outcomes, and you're like, oh, geez, I have a new lease on life, or new ways of seeing things where you just feel like you have a new lease on life. There, Cancerians. And in this growth period, you could be looking at new ways of soothing your savage beast. You could be looking at new ways of soothing your heart, soothing how you feel about things. And then you can get on to the things that you love. And that's being curious and really feeding your mind there, Cancerian. So this is some good energy for you. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, reevaluate financial boundaries, especially in shared resources. You could be partnering, you could be splitting, you could be just doing a deep dive on resources, signing papers, making commitments. And that could be for you, for others, your kids, people around you. You could be giving some sage advice, really taking care of some of the finer details at banks, contracts, mortgages, legal separation agreements, all those kinds of things. Ensure that your investments align with your long-term goals. This could be something that you will really look at the next 7 to 10 days about how where you place your energy, your money, and your time, Leos. And you might make some decisions about what's important, what works, and what doesn't. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, reflecting on the foundations of your relationships, opening communication, and which will help you understand and strengthen bonds with people around you. Opening that communication there, Virgos. Let me tell you, you have this really powerful energy. We got and this new moon in Pisces, which is in your house of partnership, joining Saturn and Neptune. And so this is really powerful energy coming up over the next few weeks around relationships. So you could renew, spark, meet someone new if you're single there, Virgo. You could renew relationships around you in terms of other romantic types of relationships. Exes are included in that, especially with these retrogrades. So you could have a parade of exes and making some decisions about what does Virgo want? What do they want in partnerships? And the foundations of them. Virgo, this could be a time where you want reciprocal, you want give and take. And so this is going to come up around you, Virgos. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising. It's time to prioritize your self-care. Establish routines that promote well-being. Flexibility will be key with unexpected changes that could arise. This next 7 to 10 days there, Libras, hold on to your hats. Holy moly. Why do I say that? Wow. We've got that energy, Venus retrograde in Aries. So things from the past that's going to show up for you in your house of partnership. Past people, past romantic interests, past crushes could pop up for you a little bit. Past employers, past coworkers, people that you worked with, and even past friends could show up for you there, little Libras. And you might find that that's going to really amplify where you see percolation right now. You'd have to go over the details, because as we pull back in these retrogrades, in about 4 or 5 weeks, when all that energy moves forward, you're really going to be able to take the bull by the horns in terms of relationships. Right now, I feel like this is kind of backtracking a little bit, going over old ground. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising. Express your creativity and pursue passions that bring joy. This is a favorite time for artistic endeavors, romantic pursuits, creative, anything you create there, Scorpios. This is a time where it might not necessarily manifest so much in your love life. I mean, I hope it does, but I feel like you could have sparks of romance, romantic, creative ideas, dates, not so much the deepening of. And if you are in a long term relationship, this would be the time to date, plan those fun nights out, those times where you can romanticize. Bring romance into your life, bring creation into your life, bring creative projects, publishing, writing, music, art, whatever that modality is for you, Scorpios. This is going to be a really powerful time over the next 6 weeks for you, next few weeks, next 10 days, in terms of things you're working on, and your reputation at work as well, and your reputation in your field and your creative ideas or endeavors. Sagittarian, sun, moon, rising, focus on creating a secure and comforting home environment. Get renovations done, get home clean and get organizing, get things sorted, get your house in order. Address any domestic issues and nurture family relationships, making time for people at home, making your home a priority, making people at home a priority, and really building those foundations. You could be paying off some debts, you can be getting your house sorted, organized, ready to start that spring cleaning. And I feel like these are going to be good parts for you. You could be really focused on that this next few weeks. Excuse me. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, enhance communication skills and consider engaging in short courses or workshops. Being mindful of the information you share. Okay, no oversharing, Capricorn. You could feel emotion-y and feeling like you're not ready to entertain frivolous conversations. Everything's going to be a deep conversation, a sort of deep dive into things. And so this is going to be really things for people to be mindful about, you little Capricorns, around some of this energy, because you could also be finding yourself at conferences, workshops, social settings, group settings, team thinks, group thinks, think tanks, places where you could be looking at enhancing your own communications. That could include equipment. Be mindful of that with the Mercury retrograde, around purchasing equipment only if you're having equipment maybe repaired, or if you're just sussing it out, you're just getting quotes, you're just getting ideas. And you could find between now and June things really ramping up in terms of meetings, getting out there, workshops, special interest hobbies, classes, courses, things that are going to be really key for you. And again, just be mindful what you share, and that includes scammers and all the like that's out there. Don't share too much. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, review your financial plans and set realistic budgets. This period encourages prudent spending and savings habits. You could even get into a savings plan. And that could even be through a not-for-profit. It could be through an investment group. But there's something about you really getting focused on your secure safety, your money, your resources, budgeting what you have, and you could find yourself a little extra dough. You can find yourself with a little windfall, a payout. Maybe the government's releasing some checks that you could get. You could find that you have a little extra money that shows up, and there's those few things that you wanted, and you're just like, I finally have the money for it, or I just need a few more bucks, and I've got it all put together. And so these are going to be some key things for you guys over the next 7 to 10 days around your finances. Pisces. Finally, Pisces, we have, all of this energy coming to your sign. We're in Pisces season. We have a lot going on for you guys. This is really a new identity for a lot of Pisces. This is some huge resets. They're stepping into some new ground. They've never had Neptune in their second house in their lifetime. And so there's going to be a lot going into their value, and especially we're going to wind up having the sun. We're going to have Mercury, sort of touch and base there. We have Neptune and Saturn. We have this North Node of Destiny. We've got a lot of stuff going on Pisces. So it's all about water and that Pisces energy, the seas, oceans, all those kinds of things. And so we are going to really be mindful about oceans, water, tsunamis, earthquakes in water, volcanoes in water, things that are going on in the water, and that could be some tense stuff, and that it can include storms. So this energy in the next 7 to 10 days. Now, I mean, like atmospheric rivers, maybe in the north, or California. Like I know they were just burning down, but and I feel like there could be atmospheric rivers also brewing in this next few weeks. And so we're just going to watch this energy. Now, remember that for yourselves, Pisces. All right. All right. All those atmospheric rivers. That's a whole lot of tears. That it could be a purge or release or let go. I don't know. I like those. I like those releases because it's pretty powerful new moon coming for you. It's a big reset. And it's going to feel maybe a bit scary at first. And then it's going to feel really liberating. And boy, there's nothing more exciting than a liberated little Pisces. Now you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. And before I get to Sherry in West Haven, Connecticut, I'm just a quick shameless pitch. I'm an artist and a psychic, and I channel a lot of art, and I channel a lot of paintings on behalf of clients and myself. And I channeled 44 paintings over the last year and a half, and I created a new oracle deck, which will be coming out, and it's called the Soul Medicine Journey Oracle Deck. It comes with a guidebook and all channel messages for myself, guided messages and affirmations and oracle messages, and all my original 44 different images and paintings, and some of them I have behind me. And I'm going to be having an art show here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, in the spring, and Winnipeg Spring, which is like May, just so you know. And so we're going to have an art show in the spring where I auction off all the original pieces, and I start doing pre-orders for my deck. You can go to my website now at bernicebissonpsychic.com, and you can leave your email saying, hey, I'm interested. There's a pop-up that's going to come up. You can click on it. It's going to bring you to an email, and just say, hey, I would like my email when you're releasing this, and I'd like more information. And so, and it comes with all my original work, and it's kind of exciting. It's something new for me, and I'm already working on my second deck because I'm an avid painter, or I'm an avid arter, and I art a lot. And I have all kinds of beautiful work that I'm putting out, and you can find it on my website, and you can find it on my Facebook page, Bernice Bisson Psychic. Sherry. Hello, Miss Sherry. How can I help you?
Hi there. I got a question for you. I'm a Cancer, number one, my zodiac sign. I'm a very independent woman. I have a child that's married, and she's got a great marriage, and she's doing well. But I feel like I've been left out in this lifetime. Like I never, like anybody that I've ever been connected with, including your father, nothing's ever worked out for me with men. Like I never did the long run with them. Something always happened, and they broke up with me. It seems like I just don't know what my calling is. I don't know if I wasn't meant, because not everybody's meant to be with someone. But I have that loneliness of wanting someone, but I don't know why I can't maintain a relationship with someone. And I was just wondering if you can touch on anything that may be changing for me. I mean, I could take care of myself. I don't need a man. I just want a man. You know what I mean?
Say that, because you're asking for one. Hang on a second. I love this conversation. So I'm going to say this. First of all, I want to go back because I want to talk about karma and destiny, because you asked a big question about my whole life. I've been kind of on my own, like from a wee one, and I've had relationships, but I'm kind of on my own. Can I ask, do you mind sharing what's the day and month of your birthday?
July 8th.
Okay, so let's explore. July 8th, 7. July, the month, is like your divine feminine. 7 in tarot cards is the Chariot. 8, you're like your sun sign, very much like you know yourself as a Cancerian. 8 in tarot is strength. So the Chariot in tarot is logic. So logic, and strength. Health and wealth of people. You're very good at all of that and moving things ahead logically and with compassion and empathy, because you're always invested in or thoughtful of the health and wealth of people if I just looked at those quick ones. But if I add those together, the 7 and 8, I get something called your karma number. Now let's explore it because this is probably the most important number when I look at people's birthdays. And it helps me really look at life cycles coming up because if I added your day and month to the year, the current calendar year, it tells me the life cycle you're going into. Now, I don't want to bog down with numbers, but I'm going to say a couple of key things. I understand why this might be the situation, and this is why. So when I add your birthday together, I get 15. 15 in tarot is the devil card. And the devil, well, are all those things that, we probably enjoy, but probably shouldn't do. And the, 1 + 5 is 6, which is the lovers. So you have in your karma 6, which is a harmonizer. And 6, the lovers card is the harmonizer. And your karma are lovers. Your karma are partnerships and harmonizers. And you also have that devil card, like that 15. And that 15 is like very Capricorn energy, actually. And ironically, across from you at your sun sign, exactly opposite of you is Capricorn. And every time there's a full moon in Cancerian, there's a new moon in Capricorn, vice versa, within 2 weeks. It's called karma and destiny. So you have a whole lot of going on in that karma. And if I were to talk about some key cycles in your life, 2008 and 2019 and now are kind of key dates in terms of anything around partnerships. And here's what's exciting. This is why I'm telling you this part, because when your birthday shows up in 2025, you have something very special. This is the first birthday without a whole bunch of crappy planets across from you, weighing you down in your house of partnership. Since 2019, you had 7 celestial bodies weighing down your 7th house of Capricorn, which is directly oppositional to you, which is directly sort of heavyweight, very earthy, very grounding, and, that kind of energy. And, in that, the final planet, which is Pluto, just moved in January. So this is kind of fresh, and you don't have any blocks anymore, really, in that house of commitments and partnerships. So all those blocks have been recently removed, and one had been there for the last like 19 years. So this has been a while. So this is now just moved, and this is what's exciting. This is your birthday coming up. You are headed into, if I take the year and I add it to the 6, I get 15, 6. And so you're headed into a lover's year and with no barriers this time. So what that 15-6 combination is in birthdays around relationships is that you catch and release. You catch the partner, and you fix them all up, you make them better because you're very logical and you're a wonderful problem solver, and you stabilize everyone around you. And so you're a harmonizer. And so harmonizing takes a lot of your energy. It's like trying to balance yourself on one leg for long periods of time, while holding stacks of dishes in either hand and trying to really balance things. And so you put out a lot of energy making people's lives very smooth. And if you loved me and you and I were in a relationship together, my life would be planned and pretty smooth. We'd be running tickety-boo. And it takes a lot of your energy, though. And what you need is reciprocation in action, in doing, in commitment, security, safety, follow through, those kinds of ideas, because you're willing to really hold the boat for a while or toe the line for a while, but you need somebody to pick up the slack, right? And you need somebody who can always be in action with you because you're logic. You can plan, manage, logic, coordinate. And what you would look for is time. You want time, you want action and time. Come with me to this, come do this with me. Let's talk about that. So could be very action oriented. And so you're headed into a new phase of your whole life there, my little crab. This is big for you, Sherry. And it's big in the sense that you have not had this energy for, I would guess, half your life. And if you're over that, don't say anything. But because I'm not going to date you. But this is a time for you right now where you have no barriers. So I want you in your mind to, instead of saying, I can You absolutely can do everything yourself. You're like me. See, my karma's a 9, so I'm a hermit. So that does not lend. And so you won't miss the boat that's meant for you. And not everyone, and especially when you have that combination of that 15-6, because again, you catch them, you logically solve problems for them, and then you release them, or they've gotten released, and it's hard to deepen something that way. So for you, this next year, you're going to find you're going to feel a bit of in a new world, like new ways of meeting people, new ways of getting out there. And it's not going to come online. Do not put because you're going to be very intentional, because you're a very intentional woman. And you're going to be very intentional by joining things, because Cancerians are super good at that. And like getting out there in your social circles, in your voluntary circles, in your community development circles, in places that you would be going out to meet people, bowling, or meet people, just going to, going out for coffee, going for places that are social, farmers markets, things like that, where you can have like-minded people. Because I would even say workshops, for some reason, feels very lucky for you. I know it sounds like a weird thing to say, but joining gardening or food workshops, or like workshops in the community, I feel like you would actually meet people, a gentleman, in very much in your interest. And what you're going to find is that you're going to actually have a few opportunities this next year, because your mindset, I don't need a man. And the nice part about this is this: when we meet someone, the nice part is that we don't need them. We just want to hang around them. Because I know you don't need them, and you need an emperor. Like, you need somebody who's going to show up, not as a king, but literally as an emperor, because you can do everything for yourself. So he has to kind of come with something new. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just show up with the old song and dance, because you're like, heard that, done that, been that. No, thanks. So this is where I need you.
Somebody who could reciprocate some of my kindness. Yeah. Some people think I'm too nice.
Oh, well, being too nice. I mean, I'm Canadian. Is there too nice? I don't know. That's up for debate. But I want you to expand yourself into things of interest and really prioritize that, because that is how you're going to meet somebody in this next 6 months. Even I feel like even around your birthday could be pretty highlighted. And then again in September, October, as key months that of meeting people, getting out there. And you might find that right in your own neighborhood, they're right there, and they're part of things that you've been thinking about joining for a while.
Okay.
With love, my beautiful lady, and keep me posted. I love to hear that. And if there are any single men in her area that are like, hey, wait a minute, I'm open, then you message me here and we'll try to connect you. Okay, thank you, everybody. You have a great week. We will see everybody in 7 days.